Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. Oh, hold on. Damn it. Give me 1 second, guys. I have to figure something out here. Something went funky with this. Yo, good morning, Kay. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Okay, let me just change the properties here. 1 sec. Bro, okay, the setup is so much better. I'm so happy with it. Now, there was one day that I did this that it froze, because I guess there's a lot of processing going on, or apparently new computers freeze, but so far it looks to be pretty good. It's so much faster though, it's crazy. Okay, 1 second, guys. I need the NNQ chart. Sound is a little low. How about now, Kate? Can you hear me better? All right, perfect. Okay, guys, so we are back in business here. I'm not going to be trading with a live account today. I never trade. So here's a little bit of information for you guys. The day after a holiday, so in the case of New Year's, I know it was 2 days ago, but we had a bank holiday technically yesterday. But New Year's Day was yesterday. So the day after a bank holiday, I never trade with a live account. Normally, it's very, very erratic price action. It's not something that's very... it can be traded, but I prefer not to do it on a live account. Some people do. It's just not my cup of tea personally. And that's why you're not going to see me trading on a live account today. But I will still call out what I think will happen. We're going to start off with a top-down review here. So obviously this is the daily chart. All these things you see are new week opening gaps. You can use those if you want. But the main thing that I'm seeing here is this wick right here. This low is pretty tempting to me. It seems like it's going to be a draw on liquidity. Now, it doesn't have to be. We could go all the way back up before testing this low. But I have a feeling that we're going to hit this first, and then we're going to get a nice long setup. Now, again, it doesn't have to happen, but that's something that I'm expecting. On the hourly chart, let me see if I see anything. I mean, we've bounced twice out of this new week opening gap, which is very interesting. Almost like we're accumulating within this hourly fair value gap. Right, so if we draw out this fair value gap right here on the hourly, oh, it's so much smoother. I'm so happy with this, guys. This is where we bounced out of from Wednesday, January 1st, so yesterday in the future session, I guess. Or was this from, I think this was actually on December 31st. I don't know what this wick came from, to be honest, but whatever time this was, Let me actually label it so we can find out when this came from. Let me go to the 5-minute chart. Yes, I believe this was yesterday in the, I didn't look at the charts yesterday, guys, but this is where we gapped up in the Wednesday, like 3 p.m. time or whenever it was. And then we had this consolidation in Asia and London, and now we're doing this kind of manipulation distribution. Very tough to even consider longs today because, again, I think the draw is still lower. And we never swept this liquidity. So if we were able to sweep this liquidity right here and then come up, that would have been a way better A+ setup to me. Also, like if you're looking at the 5-minute chart here, where is your long? Like there's nothing. If we closed right at the 5-minute and then had a retracement, you could enter long, stop to break even at this high and then continue higher. But the fact that we closed all the way up here in the middle of this 5-minute, there's no entry for the longs. And by the time this closed above right here, there's also, I mean, you're already so high up and you've already hit the internal buy side, so it's hard to long this. If this 5-minute closes above, which I don't know if it already did. Yeah, it actually did by a tick. I mean, this is a decent trade, but again, I mean, you can easily expect retracements into these two 5 minutes. You have tiny ones up here. Like, this is just not... Can't see my arrow. My cursor. That's so interesting. Can I add that as a source? Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Let's replay tip goal. You know what I think I have to do? Okay, guys, give me 1 second. Okay, if I... Hold on 1 second, guys. Because I was on display capture. I should be on screen capture. So if I go like this, this should be it. Okay, can you guys can see my cursor now, right? Yeah, I know, but I can't. You can't see my face. So give me 1 second while I get that back on. Damn, guys. Okay, that should be better. All right. Hopefully that's a little bit smoother now. So again, guys, there's no A+ setup here. This is possible, but again, you have this tiny 5-minute here. Too many variables in this little area right here. We're also in kind of this premium of this general range, so I prefer not to be longing up here when you can get retracements down to midnight and below. I also don't like that we've bounced twice from this new week opening gap. I don't see how this is not A+ to me. I wanted to see sell side first, and then I wanted to see this get swept and then get the long setup. So what my guess is that here we're probably going to get some kind of just chop or manipulation, eventually sweeping this low and then getting our longs. But it's a super tough spot to be in. Tesla, look at this, guys. Another thing I want to teach you guys. This is on Tesla, but it relates to NQ and ES as well. These are the all-time highs, the previous ones, and normally we retest the previous all-time highs, at least the first one, but in this case we've tested all three. And I'm gonna guess that this is probably where the low will be, or close to the low, before we continue higher. We also have earnings coming up. Excuse me. But those are on the 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Sorry guys if that's killing your ears. But just know when you test all-time highs in the markets, typically we come back and retest them, even if we push higher. So just be aware of that. Let me check at the 15. So we do have a 15-minute fair value gap right here. You can see it. We haven't closed above it yet. If this 15-minute closes above, guys, we should still probably go back up to this high. I want to see if there's any equal highs that formed anywhere. Oh, and also guys, this was a really good one setup for life. I was not on the screens this morning, but I should have been. I think I actually called in the Discord that there's going to be a one setup for life, or a data candle setup here. But some people call it the one setup for life. You can see we traded into this hourly fair value gap, or 1 minute fair value gap, and then we had this immediate wick and a close below this 1 minute. This right here was your entry for the short. And then your stop loss would be a 1 minute close back above the fair value gap. We never got the close, we just wicked, and then your take profit would be at the data low, which formed at 8:30. So let me label this as the data low. So you guys can see here, this was an A+ setup, right? 1 minute fair value gap, trade into it, immediate rejection, entry on the trade, stop loss as a 1 minute close back above. We never had the 1 minute close. We had a wick, the body closed inside, the body closed inside, and then the rejection. And your take profit was at the data low. So that was actually a really good setup. I like that a lot. And again, I was not on the screen. If I was live trading, I would have taken this 100%. I think that's A+. Okay, have you taken any trades yet now that it's January 2nd? And one thing I do want to note, guys, actually this is pretty interesting. So if you look at NQ, we do have a perfect set of perfect equal highs above here. So this could be where we're aiming for today, right here. Again, I don't trade this on live personally. The day after a bank holiday is not for me, but the equal highs are like right over here somewhere. So I'll label these as equal highs. 7:15 p.m. to the buy side. $7.15 to the buy side. What, you took a long right here to get up to this internal high? Okay guys, so this candle closes at 10:15, so we got 3 minutes till the 15-minute candle close. So I would not be surprised, guys, if this ends up closing above, if we get a long up to here, but we'd have to look for some other type of entry. We also have another 15-minute right here. That needs to close above. So technically we could like take out this internal buy side and then reject. Very tough spot to be in for sure. Wow, what is going on here, guys? I gotta be careful with my screen. Sorry, 1st of January, 7:15. Okay, I'll look back at it in a second. But guys, it looks very likely, again, we're probably going to come up to this high. If you guys are looking for a trade, it's very likely that this internal buy side will get hit after this 15-minute closes above. Again, we have another minute until that happens. So if it doesn't happen before then, you can look for a setup. But yeah, there wasn't anything amazing. Let me look at the 2-minute here. Yeah, I don't like anything that formed. The only setup I really liked, guys, was the 1 minute day one data candle setup right here. This is the only setup I like today. Everything else just looks really suspect to me. We're in heavy premium of the range. We have this tiny 1 minute fair value gap here. We haven't hit buy side liquidity yet. If this 1 minute closes above right here and the 15 minute at the same time without hitting this high, you can try along here. Stop would be a close back below this 15. But I don't take 15-minute trades, so you'd basically have to take the 1 minute here, and then your stop loss would be a close back below, which I don't like. Or you could do like a stop loss below this 1 minute fair value gap. All right, like if we closed above, which we did right here actually, but not on the 15, right? Let me check the 15. Oh, we did on the 15 too. So actually, technically this is a trade right now, but we closed back below this. So basically your stop loss will have to be a close back below here, stop to break even here, and your take profit would either be here or at the equal highs. It's up to you, but this is not an A+ trade to me. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. So your entry was here. Again, your stop loss is here, and then your take profit or break even is here. So the RR is not great. So I would never take this, guys, personally. But you see, this is an inverse fair value gap setup, right? But it doesn't really make sense risk reward wise. And if you're trying to take this on a 15-minute chart, you'd have to basically be prepared to hold this for 15 minutes. And what happens if we just get a complete collapse? And then we get a 15-minute close back below the 15-minute fair value gap, which is right here. I mean, you're kind of screwed, so not A+ in my eyes. Though it will probably still work, it's just not a good RR trade. Let me just take a look at end phase quick, guys. Also looks really good. We're forming all this low resistance liquidity. I'm telling you guys, eventually this is going to have a big push up to the upside here, to the $80 range. Personally, I'm adding shares here. Again, this is higher risk. If you guys really want a good swing trade, wait for this weekly to close above the fair value gap. Then your stop loss on the trade is going to be a close back below the weekly fair value gap. So this is going to be A+, and I think this is going to go much higher at minimum to this buy side right here at $141, and then we should get this internal buy side where I'll take a partial, and then I'll take another partial inside of here. But this is going to be a great trade. How's Boeing doing today? This is part of our swing trade. You guys know that we already took a partial on this at $80.70. Look how well this works, guys. Buy side liquidity, we tap into it and we reject. And it's so funny that after this buy side hit, Boeing had some crazy accident, and I think it was China, and a plane exploded after the wheel didn't come down on the runway and it hit a wall. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that happened right after buy side liquidity. So we've taken a portion of our trade off here. My stop to break even is at 152, so this is a free trade for me. Either this comes back and stops me out on the rest of the position, or we're going up to 196 and 214. So that one should be really good. Okay, guys, you can see here what happened. Why did I say this was not an A+ trade? We closed above, and now we're closing back below on the 1 minute chart. I was looking at the 5 minute too, by the way, guys. The 5 minute closed above, but now you have to wait for a 5 minute close. As long as we hold above this 5 minute fair value gap, you should be good, but I just don't like the trade. It's not a good RR. If we trade back into here and we get a 1 minute setup, you can try that now that everything's been rebalanced. But the initial 1 minute setup here, I don't like. So we got a minute until this candle close. So watch what's going to happen here. We're probably going to close below the 5 minute fair value gap. If we don't, then you're going to be saved on this trade for now. But you also have to understand that we could trade into these 5 minute fair value gaps here. So I don't like entering a trade like this. The RR was not good. and you can see what's happening here. So that's why I labeled it a 6 out of 10. Okay, let's see what happens. We got 5 seconds left. And of course, a trade back into the fair value gaps. Okay, so if you're in this 5-minute fair value gap setup, we're basically stopped out on the trade. Unless now what you're doing is praying that these are going to hold, which you can do, but I'm telling you right now, a lot of the times these are going to fail, and you're going to be sad. We had an obvious sell side liquidity here that never swept this morning. Not a plus to me. Let's see how Riot's doing today, guys. So again, I called this in the Discord. For those of you who are in here, you're probably in the Discord, but this daily volume imbalance, we're tapping into it, and we're getting some pretty good reactions here. We're also coming down on declining volume, so I think Riot is going to have a huge push soon to the $20 level. Could be wrong, but I think this is a great place to start adding. Your risk on this trade is going to be a close back below the volume imbalance on the daily. And then I would only add back to it if I saw bullish reactions later on. But for now, this still looks very good. Wow, Tesla back up to 381 now. Crazy. Off of just a few thousand, a few million car miss or whatever. I think it was like 5,000. Further estimates on sales for the quarter. Okay, so we could get a bullish reaction out of this 5-minute. Possible, but yeah, nothing that I see here that's really, really good. Again, guys, the best setups, if you guys don't understand this, be patient. The best setups come after liquidity is swept. So right here, we have a very strong area of resting liquidity, and we bounced right before it, okay? And it's not like this is the first time we're bouncing out of this new week opening gap right here, okay? We bounced out of it perfectly here. So it's not like this new week opening gap is the first time it's been tested. This setup was way better, in my opinion. When we closed above this 1 minute, and then we had this slow grind up, this was pretty good. But now that we've bounced out of it already, it's not as good, and you can see here that all these bullish fair value gaps are failing. So if this closes below, guys, this I think will be a great short down to the sell side, and then you can hold it down to this sell side, and you can hold it down to this low if you want. But we'll see what happens within this 5-minute fair value gap. See how we're completely disrespecting these? Oh, everyone that's been long today is probably going to get smoked, and this low is probably coming. But again, it's the day after a bank holiday, so you have to be super careful with what you are, what you're taking. So if we get a 5-minute close below here, guys, I will look for a 1-minute setup within the 5-minute, because, I mean, you can take the 5-minute here, but I have a feeling we'll probably get a retracement and then a setup, so we'll see what we get. But again, now we are in discount of this range, so it is a little bit more risky to short, but I still think it will work with this 5-minute closes below. Again, guys, I'm not trading with a live account today. It's not worth it, in my opinion. Also, we do have a tiny 1 minute fair value, or a tiny 5 minute new week opening gap right here. So we could bounce from here, it's possible. But what I'm expecting to see here, guys, is a close back below the 5 minute, and then I think the sell side is coming. Because everybody that's been long this morning has their stop loss below this low. And it was a very bullish reaction. People are expecting it to continue. I have a feeling it's not going to. But again, the only basis for this trade is if we get a 5 minute close below, and we still now have another 5 minutes till this candle's body closes below. So we'll see what happens there. See, guys, why you don't take a 15-minute setup? If you would have entered right here, I explained this live in real time. I said if you would have entered here, you'd have to wait for a 15-minute close to stop out of your trade. So in theory right now, you would be in drawdown. If you didn't have a hard stop, let's say below this low, I mean, it just doesn't make sense because on the 5 minute, we had two bullish PD arrays that we'd easily trade back into. So this is like your final line in the sand. You're essentially praying now that this 5 minute fair value gap will hold to bring you higher. And now, if your entry's here, it's looking pretty grim for you. Right? So that's why I don't take that kind of setup. By the way, guys, is my volume still good? Now testing. It should be, but I don't want it to be too loud. So now that all of these have been balanced, I think if this 3 minute inverses, this will be a pretty good long setup. We'll label this as an IFVG. So if we can get a 3 minute close back above, guys, your stop to break even would be at this internal high, and then you can just hold it. But I still do think this will be decent. And then maybe after these equal highs get hit, we can get a trade back down to sell side. That can happen, but we'll see what we get here, right? Let me look at the 5 minute quick. I mean, you really want to wait for the 5 minute close. So like if you got the 3 and the 5 minute to both close above right here, that would be the best trade. Stop to break even at this high and then just hold it. Because we're trading out of a bullish 5 minute and then we were closing above a 3 and a 5. That would be A+ in my opinion. Okay, guys, let's take a look at some other stuff because nothing's really happening currently. We have to wait for liquidity, guys. Just be very patient. I'm telling you, that's the way to go. Celsius is actually getting a pretty bullish reaction. Ooh, guys, this looks good. I'm not gonna lie. So if you guys want another swing trade, I'll probably call this in the Discord. But this daily fair value gap at lows like this is closing above very strongly. You can take a long here, stop to break even when this internal high hits at 28 something, and then you can just take this all the way up. I think that 35 is coming for Celsius if this daily fair value gap can close. Because we're delivering from a bullish fair value gap here. Right here. We already swept the sell side on this set of candles right here on the daily. So this would be a great reaction here. Man, guys, the sauce. This woman also wasn't too bad to the short side, but I would never take this, again, guys, because of the fact that we have buy side above. It's just not worth it. But this short, you can see, worked very well. that was Celsius. What else is having a big reaction today? UPS, guys, is coming close to my potential swing trade too. You guys can see here on the weekly. Is it the weekly or the monthly? Or the 3-month even? I have to go into the logarithmic scale or the regular scale. Where is the volume imbalance? Am I missing something here? Oh, here on the 3-month, we have this volume imbalance, not adjusted, but it's still pretty good. I think this is going to be a great swing trade. Stop losses are closed below the volume imbalance, and then a big reaction. But anyways, we'll talk about that when it gets to there. Yeah, guys, I really think this sell side is coming now. Again, you have to wait for the 5-minute. We have an order block that formed here on the 5 as well. We have 4 minutes till the candle close, so technically you can't really do anything with this. I don't care about the weather right now. Oops, sorry guys. Okay, so you guys can see here, this bullish PD ray failed. This bullish PD ray is currently failing. Again, we have to see a 5-minute close below, but one of the famous things that ICT says is if 3 PD rays fail, your ass is next. So in this case, we have 2 that failed, and we have a new week opening gap that failed, so technically you have 3. But we have to wait 3 minutes until this 5-minute candle closes, and then we can maybe look for a setup to the downside here. Potentially on the 1 minute. Though technically if you want to enter on the 5, you can. I prefer to wait for something better on the 1 if we are in discount of the range, which we are right now. If you're going to short in discount, then yeah. Multiple beautiful IPG setups today. Yeah, Tristan, only one that I liked though. The only one that I liked was the data candle setup, or the one setup for life that a lot of these IFEG traders call it. But right here, this 1 minute that failed, short down to data lows. That was the only one I liked. Here, we didn't have anything. You could have tried this on the 1 minute if you wanted to. And then stop the break even here. That was okay, actually. And then when this 1 minute closed above, right here, you could have tried along as well up to the buy side. But I would have preferred to wait for a 5-minute setup, and on the 5-minute, we didn't get any good opportunities, personally. I didn't see any. Did you take one though, Tristan? Did you take any of the IFEGs this morning? But I'm telling people, especially today, the day after a bank holiday, price action can be really tricky. It's the first real day of trading since the new year, and a lot of the times they try and get a lot of liquidity in the markets. They don't follow through with trades like you can see right here. This buy side should have gotten hit. There's equal highs up here that should have gotten hit, and we're rejecting. So what can easily happen here now is that they create a short setup, and then they bring the market back up, screw over shorts, then deliver it later. It's too many things I don't like. But guys, if this liquidity gets swept today, I will probably log into a live account. But we will see. If it delivers really cleanly to the downside, I will. But if not, I probably won't. And we'll just wait for tomorrow. And technically we are bouncing out of a 5 right now, right? And we have a 1 minute inverse, but this 1 minute is so small I would never take this. But to me, this still looks like a miniature sell model to go lower. Like, I think this low is coming. I think they're trying to induce traders into going long, and I think this is going to get swept. This, and then hopefully this gets swept. That would be awesome. Yo, Fears, what's up? Yes, sir. Yeah, new setup for sure. It looks, I mean, as far as the mic, nothing else has really changed, I don't think. But it's definitely running a lot smoother. There's a lot less lag. And hopefully the mic sounds better too, because I was using the Mac speakers before. Does my mic sound clear, guys? And also let me know if the volume is shitty, because there's a little bit of a... I have to figure out exactly how to set up the settings on it, but it should be okay. All right, new mic is crisp and clear. Let's go. Tristan, I shorted the inversion of the 1004 1 minute Bissy. 1004. Oh yeah, I was actually called out this short a little whiles ago, but I would never have taken this because we never swept buy side and we had equal highs above. Like, it just, this is not a great setup in my opinion, but props to you, bro, if you made money with it. Just never would have taken it personally. Again, guys, the more I trade, the longer I trade for, the more and more critical I get, and the less I want to trade. I don't know, like, if that's happens with everybody, but I think with profitable traders, wow, guys, my mic seems to be like, it seems very sensitive. But the more I trade, the more days I look at the market, the less interested I am in trading, and the more patient I am waiting for an A+ setup. Like, Fears, or Tristan's setup that he took right here, it looks great, don't get me wrong. However, there's too many confluences here for me to ever consider this as a long setup. Too many ways that could go against me, and I'm just not interested. Now, on a day like today, where they like to generate liquidity, like I said earlier, the day after a bank holiday, I think this is even better to take. So, not terrible, Tristan, but again, not A+. I agree with you, man. There's a lot of experience that we go through, which we are conditioned to for our setups, which contribute the way we trade. Yeah. It's like, first of all, my swing trades make me more than enough money to have to worry about day trading, but I do want to teach people that are trying to make this a income. But again, guys, like, having the luxury of having other income is really good because it just doesn't force you to take trades. I'm here to educate. I'm not here to entertain, right? So if I'm going to take a setup, I want it to be something that's really, really good. I mean, if you guys want, I can entertain you with a paper trading account, which is what I'm on right now. I'm not trading live today with a live account because of the situation we're in. But again, if you're here for entertainment, I don't think this is the right channel for you. I'm here to educate you guys on the best setups. And right now, I'm not seeing anything that's 100%. If this 5 minute closes below, I think this is a great setup down the sell side. But again, I told you they like to generate liquidity in the markets on a day after a bank holiday, so they can easily close this below and then not deliver us down. I would much rather look for a 1 minute setup on a day like today after a 5 minute closes below. And if I don't get it, I don't get it. But primarily, guys, what I'm looking for is a sweep of major liquidity. So this low, but specifically this low, and then on the hourly chart, we have this low right here. Once that gets swept, the odds of us going back up are a lot higher, and the odds that these equal highs are going to get hit increase exponentially. So if you guys are just patient, if you just left the computer, set an alert when this low gets hit, you will have such a better time in the markets. You'll have so much more fun. trading will be a lot more of a breeze for you because you'll know that your odds of winning are going to be extremely high, at minimum to some reversal, because this is a very major area of liquidity. And once you guys learn that, I promise you, you're going to be such better traders. And it's not pretty, it's not fun to wait sometimes, but I'm telling you, over time, you guys will realize that that is what you need to do to be profitable and successful in the markets. Not trying to be the ICT of the world that can track every 1 minute candle and figure out when this is going to reject, when this is this one. It's nonsense. And even ICT himself, I'm telling you guys, he's probably not profitable because he's never proven it. Never proven it with a live account. He always trades with paper, and he said he was going to make 11,000% in the Robbins Cup, and he blew his account. So again, I love ICT, but this idea that he tries to like train traders to be like market gurus, that can read every single 1 minute, 30-second, and 15-second candle and like be these like ultimate market makers, it just doesn't make sense. And he can't even do it himself. So yeah, I agree with 21,107. 21,107, very flat on the 4 hour. Yeah, the 4 hour just looks to be consolidating. I think we're going to come very close to this low. 21,007, I think he's talking about. By the way, I think my latency is kind of lagged out. I don't know how late you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, but I should probably put this on ultra low latency, but I can't change it now. I'm not sure if it is or not, but okay guys, so we got 4 minutes until the candle close. If we get a 5 minute close below, guys, I will look for a 1 minute setup. Because I think if this closes below, because of the nature of today, they'll probably bring it back above the 5 minute and then reject it, if I had to guess. Again, they could just deliver it smoothly, but if 3 PD arrays fail, your ass is next. 1 is the 5 minute, 2, 5 minute, 3 new week opening gap. So very likely that this sell side is going to hit now, guys. But again, I'd have to wait for the 5 minute close to take the trade. Tristan took this on the 1 minute right here, which was pretty good. Again, I would never take it because of the buy side above and the new week opening gap. But nonetheless, his RR, he should be taking a partial here, in my opinion. And then he should be leaving the rest for sell side. Wow, Tesla's getting destroyed, guys. 378. So I sold calls on Tesla, and I'm up very nicely on these. Like 96% on the day, I think. My sold puts are also still up, but not by much. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my computer. Okay, so. Just have to check my portfolios for a second. But you guys can see here we got a minute left. So we'll see what happens for the 7:45 candle. But if this 5 minute closes below, guys, very likely this low and this low are coming. All right, let's see, 30 seconds. Come on. See, no close yet. You can see this wick. Okay, guys, so no close below the 5 minute yet. So there is no setup for this, no trade for this setup yet. So what I'm guessing is going to happen here is they're just going to collapse it now. They're not going to give anybody an entry on the 5 minute short, but we'll see. We shall see. So if this 5 minute close, if this 1 minute closes above, guys, we'll probably come back to these two buy sides. Again, I would never take that because I'm aiming short now. But probably would work. So, guys, so my dad is getting more and more into the stock market as I've been teaching him. And he wants to start selling puts on Tesla. The only thing I'm scared about, he's a little bit like with technology, he needs improvement, okay? And I can't tell you how many times I have thought to myself, what if, so like when you sell a put, a lot of the times it offers you to open 10 contracts instead of one on Charles Schwab. So if he wants to sell one put on Tesla, right, and risk buying 100 shares, imagine if he sells 10 instead without realizing it. That's going to be really scary. So I don't think I'm going to let him sell puts on his own. I think I will, I'll do it for him. But like, it's just so wild. I don't know if you guys trade options at all, if you sell them, but if you don't do it right, you can get screwed. Okay, guys, so this IFEG is closing above here, potentially, on the 1 minute. So this high should come next, and then this high. But again, not A+, but I'm just letting you guys know what, in theory, should be happening here. Everybody that short has their stop above this high and this high. Also, ooh, interesting. We just formed perfect equal highs here on NQ. So these should come next. Now they're triple equal highs here, by the way. So if these don't get taken out on this candle, we could easily just dump here. Just a heads up and save these for later. I really would hope to see these get saved because that would give us a much better setup for later on today. Like let's say these equal highs got saved, and then we come down here, sweep out this sell side, and then maybe this sell side too, and then get the long. Ooh boy, that would be nice. But I have a feeling we're probably going to trade above these, then go lower. We'll see though. We shall see. All right, there's the equal highs. So it is what it is. They never got hit. I mean, they got hit. Now we have another set of buy side up here. Hoping that some equal highs maybe form at these, at this right here, and then we go lower, but we'll see. But you guys can see here, guys, we're currently delivering from a 5-minute fair value gap. If this 5-minute closes above, you could take a long stop to break even at this high, and then you could leave the runner. So I'll take that, guys. If we get a close, let's say right here, I will take this long up to buy side. Stop to break even when this high hits, and then I'll just let it run. If it gets stopped to break even, it gets stopped to break even, but that's part of my model, so. So if you guys are long from this 1 minute right here, and you didn't take a partial here or here, I would definitely suggest you take a partial right now. Because if this is bullish, I mean bearish, it's just going to reject immediately from here. We're going to inverse this in fair value gap, and we're going to come down. So I'll tell you this, guys. This is an A+ short, okay? If this 1 minute gets closed below and the 5-minute at the same time, I think that's an A+ short to the downside. So if this fails, guys, I would take this 10 out of 10 times. But in the case of this one, I would probably have my stop loss on the 1 minute because of the nature of today. So it would look like this. Oops, this is a buy side model. In fact, this 1 minute actually doesn't look half bad, but again, I would never take that. So if we get this set up right here, I would basically make it a 1 minute close back above. But if this 5-minute and 1 minute short fail at the same time, or long fail at the same time, then this should be a great short setup. But right now you see we're delivering from the 1 minute and we're currently wicking, which means we could potentially go back up to this high. But we'll see what we get. And you see how the 1 minute and the 5-minute essentially line up perfectly here, which means they would both close at the same time. To me, that's a really good short setup. Very, very good. But you can see an immediate bullish reaction out of this one, which tells me that we're very likely to probably go up to this buy side. But we have to see the 1 minute and the 5-minute close above here. I would enter long, stop to break even immediately when this high hits, and then leave it to go from there. Is anybody taking any more trades today, or are you guys done? If this short happens, guys, I'm taking it short on a paper account. Again, I don't think it's A+ because of the nature of today, but my stop loss will be a 1 minute close back above the fair value gap. Anybody taking this on a live account? Do you guys think it's worth it? Tristan's eating his chicken nuggets before the gym. Let's go, bro. Did you take your creatine, Tristan? 30 minutes before your workout at minimum. 16 ounces of water with a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. If you didn't take it, bro, sorry, but we can't be friends, man. Oh, it's in your pre? See, I don't like to take it in my pre-workout. First of all, I don't take pre-workout. I just drink coffee. But I think creatine works a lot better if you take it like 30 minutes to an hour before the gym. At least for me, I get a much better pump. Oh, fair enough, bro. Yeah, but yeah, with a pre-workout, a lot of people take it right before the gym. I think it's a lot more effective if you take creatine 30 minutes to an hour before. It gives me a much better pump. It gives the creatine time to settle in the stomach, absorb into the muscles, and then my pump gets way better if I take it, again, 30 minutes to an hour before. And pre-workout, if I ever took it, if and when I did, I used to take it like immediately before the gym. But for everyone, it works differently. Some people, it works immediately, so. Yesterday, I left a 2 in the bathroom. If someone lit a match, it'd probably be blowing the whole place. Yeah, bro, those protein farts, you gotta be careful. They're deadly. They can be. Man, can the market just do something? I want to see it collapse here. I really do. So we can enter a paper trade. So at least we can click one button the whole day. We are in a macro time, just keep in mind, guys. But if this 5 minute is able to close above, then this internal buy side should get hit. And then, yeah, we'll see. But if we get this complete rejection here, then this should be a decent short IMO. Now, they could do some kind of a crazy manipulation where they bring it back up to like here, and then they get the delivery to the downside. And in fact, being the day that it is, I think that would probably happen. But again, I would never take this on a live account because of the nature of today. But if we get the 1 minute close below, guys, I will try this. Stop to break even at this low, and then I'll just let it run. Fucking hell, bro.